What's going on, Master Duel fans? James Polk here. Part 2 of the Synchro event. And obviously, we got us another loner deck to learn about. So let's see what's up about my opponent is playing. Okay, first time about Ghoti. So when it comes to Ghoti, they are a series of water fish monsters who are all about quick synchro summons, aka Crystons in terms of similarities. So the way how Ghoti works is that they also share the same effect, which is during the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, free special it out. So, starting off fresh with the Ghoti cards. Paste this, Light of the Ghoti. Banish this, special summon one fish from your hand that isn't Pastes. And of course, they all share the same thing, which is during your opponent's main phase, if this card was special summoned this turn, you can, as a quick effect, put up a synchro summon of a fish synchro monster using this card you control. Shift Fairy of the Ghoti. Banish this. Target one fish you control, extra 500 until the end of this turn. Zep Ruby of the Ghoti. Banish this from hand specifically. Target one fish in your graveyard, banish it. Ixip Omen of the Ghoti. If a fish monsters, more than one, is banished outside of the damage step, free special from hand. And of course, this one does something different. During the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, target one of your Ghoti traps that is banished or in your graveyard, reset it. It ain't each effect of Ixip once. Enoch Sentry of the Ghoti. No more special. Target one of your banished level 4 or lower fish monsters. Special it out in defense, but negate its effects. Banish a fish from hand or face up. Add one Ghoti trap from deck to hand. So Stratos of Ghoti traps. Each affected Enoch once. Snopios Shade of the Ghoti. During the main phase as a quick effect, you can banish two fish monsters from your hand and or graveyard, special this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, doesn't matter how it's special, target one face up card anywhere on the field, banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is banished, you can banish one fish monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. Each effect of Synopsis once. And of course, the only spell, the most distant, deepest depths. While you control a fish synchro, this card cannot be killed or banished by card effects. Each of the following effects once. Banish one fish monster from hand or graveyard, add one Ghoti monster from your deck to hand. If a fish monster, more than one, is no more special to your field, while this card is in your graveyard outside of the damage step, target one fish you control, banish it, and if you do, add this card to your hand. Super nice. As for the traps, Ghoti Chain. Banish one face up fish monster you control, special summon one Ghoti that is banished or in your hand, deck, or graveyard with a different name from the monster banished to activate this, but banish it whenever it leaves. Ghoti Cosmos. Depends on the number of banished fish. That's what it gets to do. 1. Your fish monsters cannot be killed by battle this turn. 4 or more, the activation and effects of fish monsters activated on your field cannot be negated throughout this whole turn. And if for some reason they get 8 or more banished fish, special 1 fish synchro monster from your extra deck, and it is treated as a synchro summon. Ghoti Fury. Target 1 fish monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls, banish both until your next standby. If a fish monsters, more than 1, is special summoned to your field while any card is banished, banish this card from your graveyard or face-up spell trap zone. All fish monsters you currently control gain 100 attack for each currently banished card until the end of this turn. Each effect of Ghoti Fury once. As for the extra deck Ghotis, Arion Pulse, Serpent of the Ghoti. First chance the card gets synchro summoned, banish 1 level 6 or lower fish monster from your deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard just because of a synchro material, target 1 fish monster in your graveyard, banish it. Then add 1 fish with an equal or lower level from your deck to your hand. Each effect of Arion Pulse once. Ascan, the Bicorn Ghoti. Oh, and as for the synchro requirements, by the way, generic 6 and then Ascan generic 8. First chance the card gets synchro summoned, target 1 fish you control and 1 card your opponent controls, banish them. If this card is banished, you can banish 1 fish from your graveyard, special this card. Nice. Gwoglim, Spear of the Ghoti. In this one, fish tuner specifically, and 1 or more non-tuners to make it as an 8. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, banish that opponent's monster. Seems pretty good. During your opponent's standby phase, banish this card. If the monsters used as material for this card's synchro summon are all in your graveyard, special all of them, but banish whenever they leave. Super nice on a recursion. And then the boss monster, Ghoti of the Deep Beyond. Fish tuner and 1 or more non-tuners as a 10. The original attack becomes 500 times the number of banished monsters. First chance the card gets synchro summoned during your opponent's turn specifically, banish all cards everywhere on the field. During the standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished from the monster zone, special summon this banished card. And with that being said, that is all the in-depth cards of Ghotis. With that being said, let's get into the game. And of course, forgot to mention this hand, it's definitely something. Paces summoned, Paces banished. Whoa! Wow! Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. Quite the animation of this big fish. Level 7 water fish, 2800 attack, 2200 defense. Once per turn, discard 1 card, special summon as many level 4 or lower fish monsters as possible from your deck, but they cannot declare an attack and their effects are negated. Basically, it's turn 1. they don't care about the no attack part. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card specifically, tribute one other fish monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card, as in, not once per turn. That's crazy. Exceed, Special, Super Ancient, discard Sheath, Lifeless Leaf Fish, Gluttonous, Reptile Fin, Greethus, and Beautiful Princess. Beautiful Princess, we know what's up with her. And Lifeless Leaf Fish, we know what's up with that monster. Now, Gluttonous here. Level 3 Waterfish Tuner. 1000 both ways. Target one fish, sea serpent, or aqua in your graveyard with an equal or lower level than the number of cards in your opponent's hand. Special it out. But it cannot activate its effects this turn. And the special summon effect is once. If this card is sent to the graveyard just because of a Synchro material, make the Synchro monster that used this card gains 200 attack and defense for each card currently from your opponent's hand. And obviously it's turn 1, so whatever Synchro monster that gets put out with, it becomes way too buff. Negate, and I don't know why you banished the Beautiful for, but negate. Synchro 4, White Aura Monoceros, Water Tuner as a level 7 Waterfish Synchro with 2500 attack, 1500 defense. First chance the card gets Synchro summoned, target one fish in your graveyard, special it out, but it cannot attack this turn. Obviously, it's turn 1, it doesn't care. And then the Revivus once per turn, of course. If this card you control gets killed by your opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, banish one other water monster from your graveyard, special it out, and if you do, treat it as a tuner. Monoceros effect. Revive Gluttonous. Gluttonous. Buff up Monoceros. Gluttonous. Revive. I believe that was Zep. Yep. Zep. Sync 6 for Arion Pulse. Arion Pulse. Banishing Snopios. Banish Ixie. Adds it back to hand. Whoa. Cheng Ying. We all know what's up with Cheng Ying, and is that really a level 7? Huh, that is a level 7. But again, as mentioned earlier, when it comes to super old cards, never even realized about the exact levels to make up the synchros. And of course, this guy's a tuner, so Cheng Ying, once again, we all know what's up with Cheng Ying since Sword Soul. Gluttonous again. Cheng Ying at 43. Buff up from my hand and the banished cards. Paces comes back. Raigeki. Paces to put up a synchro summon. Synopsis. Banish the 2 fish to special it out. White Aura Whale. Water tuner and 1 or more non-tuner waters to make it. When it comes to White Aura Whale, obviously it does nothing upon Synchro Summon because obviously no monsters that I control, but the case is first chance the card gets Synchro Summon, destroy all opponent's attack position monsters. 2 attacks, all monsters, so Cyber Twin Dragon, and if this card attacks a defense monster, pierce battle damage, gross. And then if this card you control gets killed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, sent to your graveyard, banish one other water monster from your graveyard special this out, and if you do, it gets treated as a tuner. Shen Ying with the save. Blow up everything else. White Aura Whale, banish Synopsis. Arion Post. After Super Ancient Deep Sea. And Zep. Monoceros as Chain 4. Comes back as a tuner. Zep comes back. Getting Chief. White Aura Whale comes back. Synopsis. Banish. Adds it to hand. Amazona's Call. Getting Princess. Dawnwalker. Discard Spy. Special Fire Ant. 2 to get it 4. Vram, the Magistus Divinity. So the idea with Vram in this scenario is that we need to destroy all face-ups as much as we can. Normal Princess. Princess getting Spellcaster. Spellcaster between her and Shen Ying. And apparently, even if we did the swap of gaining so much attack, it's still not strong enough to take down Shen Ying because Shen Ying is way too large to be dealt with. And his stat lineup is 3,000 both ways in terms of originals. So that pretty much means Shen Ying's original is at 47 both ways when it reaches my end phase, maybe a little more. Monster Reborn the Fire Ant. Sync 6 for HTS Psyhemoth. Now, I know what everyone is thinking. Why are you going for HTS Psyhemoth against a Ghoti deck, knowing that they are all about banishing as a game mechanic? The reason why I went into Psyhemoth in this specific situation is because if I don't take out Shen Ying real soon, Shen Ying is going to be considered one of the strongest monsters on the field, and we do not want him to stick around on the field for a lot longer. And on top of that, Psyhemoth in this situation versus Shen Ying, it is to avoid his saving grace ability. Psyhemoth, Crash, banish both of the Synchros. Bram and Monoceros Crash. Bram. Did he just time out? The Ghoti player timed out. Apparently, my opponent was taking too much time on doing some crazy combos on my turn. So let this be a real life lesson to you. Finish games or finish up your turns as fast as you can so that this game is supposed to be back and forth. So guys, that's gonna do it about this awkward win. And next time, don't get too greedy on spending too much time making combo plays on your opponent's turn. This is James Polk. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys in the next part.